Welcome back to World.
It's like my favorite
That's the
song.
pain. That's the pain. That's the exact same sound I make when I fight the final boss of this area.
Yeah, this level is it's very long. I'll just say that this is probably the hardest level in the game. And I realized that there is no background music in this, and I was bored editing, so I'm like, you know what? SpongeBob stock music.
There we go.
So this whole part is SpongeBob stock music, most of it.
It's so.
Number 3, number 6.
You gotta love this turn in the plot too, is that, you know, Jack is operating still within the rules of the deathmatch, but so they could murder him, but they choose not to because he's too popular. The ratings have the eyes, alright? The masses' opinion turns out to be the winning force in this game, because otherwise the producers would just straight up murder him. But that would lower their ratings, and that would make them less money.
It's number 13.
And I mean, like, they wouldn't be able to murder Jack in the first place, so it's like...
Yeah, I mean, they think they
it's
could.
an accidental, yeah.
The skirmish in Asian Town.
They think they could, but no one can kill Jack.
He's like the Grimace.
Someone is still supporting him. He's a popular player. Anyone
Wow,
in the audience
he's popular. He has clout. We just can't cancel him.
He has clout!
And we're sure Lord Gesser backed up.
And they're just talking about like.
Sponsor contestant agreements are strict.
This is what the producers need to be working on, not trying to murder him. Just cancel Jack. Just get him
Or just find the guy who's sponsoring him. He can't win if he doesn't have a sponsor.
Yes, sir.
and expose them.
Jack doesn't care about the money anyway.
No, that would
Who's gonna supply him the weapons?
sponsors.
Yeah, so get rid of the sponsors. Get rid of Jack.
Look, he doesn't need the weapons. He'll just kill everybody with his chainsaw hand.
Also, look. The
Fuck
boss
you!
name is
I-
just
yeah.
the Masters.
We skipped it, but John DiMaggio saying "fuck you" is one of my favorite things. It's just that his cadence in saying it.
Also, we have the stormtroopers right now.
Yeah, very obvious stormtroopers.
Well, no. You gotta say it like it's a Halloween off-brand costume. It's not a stormtrooper. It's
Space Nazi.
Space.
Space Nazi. Okay.
Yeah. There's no lie.
They probably have a name for these guys, honestly. Just gotta look deep enough into like something.
Time to look up the Mad World Wiki.
Hey, I was already on there. That's my shtick. Actually, I think that's every nerd on the internet talking over game footage's shtick, but that's neither here nor there.
See, the Mad World fandom.
Like, you'd think that the fandom wikis would tell you like how toxic said fandom was. Like, I need a star rating. Like, help me out here. Like,
They're just called soldiers. That's boring.
aw. Damn,
Oh,
them
you kidding?
hitboxes.
He dodged. He's even
Yeah.
faster than Jack.
That's and he didn't go in. Put
Oh.
him.
Hey.
Try it again. There you
I think
go.
one of my favorite things to do is just to grab him and hold him by the fans. I don't know if it gives you any more bonus points, but it's still just fun.
The deep.
Yeah, I think throwing them and just tossing them into it gives you about the same amount of points if they don't have like anything else already hurt on them.
Yeah, and then you got the stab.
The
Always
cheese
worth a lot of
grater.
points.
Oh, yeah, the cheese grater method is usually the preferred. Just rub
Oh,
along.
the magnet gun.
Ooh,
Now we're
that's
thinking.
one of my favorite. Yeah, that's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
These special weapons.
And yeah, that's something else that's a big point out for this is that they don't use the force; they just have magnets. But it's so obviously the force and how they use it.
Like,
Yeah, see, this is one of the reasons why this level is so hard, is because all the enemies are much smarter than all the rest of them. Like, they'll actually like dodge you, and they'll like reverse your attacks.
It's funny that they said that Agent 13 no longer works with Jack, and yet he's still giving you instructions at this point.
Yeah.
Rick, what the hell is that?
It's a gun from the future.
Where did you get it from?
Gun from the future.
why does he ask where he got it? He clearly says he got it from the future. Like, but I mean, I guess now we can think with portals. It's just a vacuum. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But it gives you
I'll say,
a lot of points.
Can we shoot these? Yeah, I was about to say, can we shoot these guys to the moon?
You will in a bit. You just need to
Oh
get
yeah,
the points.
because the tractor beam.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have the tractor beam that you need unlocked still. But wait until you get that.
we've all thought to ourselves that we could improve Half-Life 2, and in some cases, like Platinum Games, they succeed.
Oh, the UFO. Rocket! Yeah, appropriate because they're about to.
You cheeky bastard.
About to be disintegrated.
Oh yeah, there's the electric field there.
Now to answer the age-old question, can jet fuel melt soldier armor?
Yes, it can.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah.
There you go too.
And it's on. Yeah.
That
It's
like I just
it's a
got attracted
teleporter.
to you. Oh, did you get lost?
Yeah, because I was like, oh crap, where do I go? Yeah, because this was like the first in a long time I played this level, so I was like, oh geez, this level, like, unlike all the rest of the levels in this game, you're like basically dropped into like the big open area.
Yeah.
Also, this will say how long this commentary has been. Is that the first time I played this, those guys like that just showed up didn't bring me any mind. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, those are the fucking dark troopers from the Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah, they look like the drone
and-
dudes.
Yeah, and they are just a big pain in the ass to deal with, as the dark troopers were.
They are the toughest enemy in the game. And
Yeah.
well, this guy knows how to block. Holy crap!
It's the ultimate.
Finally.
It's the ultimate fundamental of fighting games.
Finally, a worthy opponent.
That you're just gonna beat around.
Someone else who knows the mechanics. Oh no.
Yeah, and then there's just those weird planet things.
I
Those
I
weird
don't
drone
understand
planet
why they're there because they don't add any. Like, they're not used for any combos or anything.
I mean, to be fair, the question for what's it for in anything in this game is one clearly to murder people. If it's in this game, you were meant to murder someone with it.
Yeah, let me just. Can I please grab a planet and bash it over someone's head, please?
Absolutely. Here is 20k
Well, sadly,
points.
I don't think you can. Sadly, I don't think you can kill with those things.
No,
That's
they're,
why it's
they're
weird.
literally
Yeah.
just hot.
Not with that attitude.
The garbage
The
chute.
garbage chute.
Throw him in.
God.
Yeah.
Boing.
Okay,
Bonk.
did
He
you?
doesn't even die automatically. It's like he gets hit twice and then dies.
And then explodes.
That's what. Yeah, that's what makes it so funny.
Yeah,
I don't
guys
think you. Oh,
see,
you can't. Oh, you can't stab those guys.
Oh wow.
But you. Yeah, you can't grab them until you weaken them or stun them. Yep.
You can stab them, but the question is, did they feel pain? Clearly, no.
They do feel pain. It does decent damage, but yeah.
Hey,
See,
damage and
everyone
pain
die
are
with
two
this
totally different things there. I know, I could clearly see you took damage. But, whether it felt
Oh.
pain,
Oh, did you get the knife?
Yeah, I got the knife. I think I got the knives.
nah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Oh,
the
here we
tractor
go.
beam opens.
Oh, and the blood patch. Oh, I just... And back to the butcher.
And then this song just fits so perfectly for some reason.
Because it just goes with everything.
All right, here we go. Massive points right here.
Noise.
Until you get the most amount of points. And here's the thing: the things respawn for you.
Bravo.
So I think you get damage. I think you get damage if you try to go inside the tractor beam.
Yeah, and I think yeah, the guys are like, oh, what do you think's going on up there? And he's like, I don't know, probably giving some anal ass probing or something. I don't know, the usual.
Oh yeah, you can throw multiple at once. You see them both go up.
I mean, you could only hope and pray there can be some anal ass probing going on up there.
Yeah,
That's my
the-
favorite line.
Eliminate the grays.
Oh, that's right, that was me.
yeah. But now we have the. I think one of the easier challenges in the game.
I don't think because the gray the grays they're hidden somewhere. So like rather than like all the other enemies, they'll actually come in to attack you. These guys are hidden somewhere. So it's like I don't think I ended up finding them.
I don't remember them being that tough to find.
Yeah.
I think they kind of give you like a little visual indication when they first spawn in.
Yeah.
You just got to kind of figure out where that little bit. Just figure out where that place is and just go there.
To be
Yeah.
fair, like map navigation is a big skill in this game. Rocket. Like,
Yeah.
Just kind of the game's difficulty is very much tied to how much of the map do you already know, how easily can you like pick up the map and then figure out where to move in that map. So I can see this being just difficult if it's like your first time, just by the nature of you don't
right.
know where shit is, and then just get easier and easier just by knowing, by learning the map alone could just be a huge tool.
Much.
Forget-
It's also much different, like for this, because unlike every other level where it's like they're split off into sections that you unlock the more points you get, in this one you have pretty much the entire area already unlocked, and then the only thing you unlock is like stuff like the UFO, like the rockets and stuff like that. So it's like you have like a much so this level especially, you need to like have a good area of and a good idea of where everything in the area is.
Yeah. I forget they brought back Money Shot.
Also, after Tanner mentioned in the last parts that the Black Baron is actually the Black Baron, all of the Black Barons are a dude in whiteface. I can't unnotice it, and now I'm really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's I mean, because then that just makes you think about,
I mean, like, it does make him dying over and over again even funnier, though.
yeah, and boom.
Bravo.
You don't have any blood on you.
See, this is why they brought her back. This is why she's a main character.
Then we got Perking Pop.
Yeah, I do find the idea really fun that you shake the Wii remote, and the more you shake it, the more like pop ends up like going in it, which allows it to go higher and higher.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes like especially the ones on the lower ones is harder to like accurately position. I can get the high ones pretty well.
Oh no,
but-
I can never get the high ones right. I always have to get the lower ones.
Gentlemen, let's take a moment to appreciate that in a game with 3 colors, black, white, and blood, that Alien Blood is very clearly Baja Blast turquoise green, like
Baja Blast.
less Mad World for all.
Are you sure-
literally
are you sure
having
that's not-
the perfect color coordination throughout its entire game? Every color is a perfect choice.
So are we sure that we're not just throwing in just random soda? We're just throwing him Baja Blast into the brains, and that's what's squirting out.
Well, no, because the blue is coming out of the aliens, but when you're shaking the thing, nothing's coming out of it. But when you like stab the aliens, the blue comes out. So no, the aliens have gamer juice inside them.
That is
Oh, the
what
bonus.
Jack hungers. It's what he craves.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got
Oh,
the bonus
that's
UFO.
right,
I
you
don't
hit
think
the-
yeah. No, I clearly didn't know. I hate this challenge so much.
Why the little crown though? Like, I get it's the crown for the Bloodbath challenge, but I feel like it's a little off on their design because they went really simple with them. Like, they just went with the little green man, but made him a bit more muscularly. But the masks just seem a little weird for them. I mean, the chains are cool because clearly this is a prison break, so they're trying to get out.
But they're about to be launched.
But instead, they were interrupted and were launched by Gamer Juice into some titties.
Two-dimensional titties at that, not even real ones.
Well, I mean, that's up to debate on whether those are better or worse than the alternative.
That's true.
Depends
we
on
gotta, we gotta call up. Yeah.
It depends on the person you ask.
And yeah, I think they're just far enough that you can't just throw them into it.
Yeah, that was why I don't know like how much you're supposed to like throw. Like it was at the point where like I'm like, even if I just do it like one, like if I just put it in once, it doesn't go in. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I think you're just supposed to throw it from far away, which is. So,
Oh, true.
But again, I never liked this Bloodbath challenge because I'm always just bad at figuring out. Okay, how far do I need to throw?
This at least seemed more coherent than the one on the Chinatown roof. The Chinatown roof one's really weird, and even though the signs are like right in front of you, but it's so awkward to aim. This one, seemed a bit easier to control.
Now we get the SpongeBob music back. A different one.
Yeah, because I think the rest of this is just waiting until I can fight the boss. Because it's like, oh, I'm back to killing. Time for more killing.
Because I think at this point, like at this later point in the game, by this area, they started making the point requirements a lot higher. So just
Although at least like the final level after this, I thought was a much easier, but that's because that level goes for like the much more traditional like approach to the levels where it's like, oh, you have one section, you get enough points, you go to the next section. So
Yeah.
usually it's like when it's structured like that, they kind of give you enough like. You have enough stuff to do in that one area that'll give you enough points to continue. While here, since it's just the one giant area, so you have to just know to do everything.
A simple
You have-
donut. Oh.
Yeah, you throw the donuts and everybody gets distracted, then you can kill them all in one go.
I mean,
Yeah.
what? That's just basic. You should always have it to where if you throw a donut, everyone should be distracted by that. Like, that makes sense.
No, I don't remember if
It's totally my
I forget if
fantasy.
the donuts. I don't remember if you can use the donuts to attract the green men or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the gray man, because I think it's just the guards just immediately go for it.
I mean, even more
Oh,
appropriate.
did you finally
Am I
kill
right?
another
Oh,
one?
I finally killed one! And then they explode.
There you go.
Oh, you didn't.
They take
Oh,
take so much to kill. Yeah, he died.
But they give you a lot of points, which is what you need, and also you need that one.
Yeah.
And they're
That's why I'm like so nervous. I'm so nervous, because I'm like, God. Oh, did they have a funny dialogue here?
I wonder why those other guys didn't run that extra life. Yeah, it's almost as if they're sick. Same with the happy onions and power-ups. It's like only Jack can see them.
Yeah, they're the.
Meta jokes.
And now back
They have
to
a lot
your
of that in this
regularly
game.
scheduled, not funny stuff.
Ha.
Oh my gosh. Because it was like what, like 300,000, 3 million?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
3
how-
million.
It was 3. It was like the 3, all the zeros. What is it? Yeah, it's 3 million. It's 3 million points.
I like.
Oh my
with-
gosh, this guy's.
Oh, sorry.
I got so close to the. Yeah, is it an insta kill if you fall into the rocket?
No, it does a lot of
Or you just
damage
get
though.
hurt? Okay, it's just a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I don't think, and I think that's the same thing for the tractor beam. It just does a lot of damage.
Oh shit! I just realized they have Wolverine claws too.
Yeah, did you not see that the first time? This was like they're like beastie men.
Well, it's because they also had swords with them. So they were using the swords until you knock them off.
Yeah.
Oh, and
This
these
is out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
They
2
got
of them.
fisty claws too.
Yeah.
I do like though with this game just how it uses score, because think about this really, like with action games, scores are usually like the least important of those types of stats. Like usually with action game, the level progression, to beat the game, it's not with action games, you want to beat the game, not really get the highest score per se to get to the end of the game. But I like how with this, progression is tied to your score. Like instead of him walking through like a quarter to get from A to B, Area 51 was that arena, and it was more about, again, racking up that score, increasing the score, so using the same space and the same enemies, and then just using your murder strategy as your progression, as your means of getting more score to unlock more areas, to be able to do more murdering. And so I just like that kind of twist on, because I mean this is an action game, it's very much tied, and like I said, in a history of like arcade games, of beat 'em ups and stuff like that, so it's kind of neat with this that just how score is used, how progress is tied to a score very differently than it is in other games. Like even in other platinum games, they still do score, but it's usually for trying to get trophies, trying to get like that platinum ranking. There's still like,
higher scores and stuff.
exactly that score grind for it. Versus with this game, like it's actually how you beat the game is you have to be working for a higher score.
Yeah, you use the score in order to unlock. Like the score is like any kind of collectible in like a regular 3D platform. It's like
Yeah.
you use that to continue on.
Your score may as well just be like a progression bar of how far you've come.
Like
in the
that would have
level.
been cool too. Like maybe with this game is maybe even the sequel is kind of tie the sponsors, I don't know, reaction as your score, like to kind of explain like that progression, like that unlocking. Because like I say, like it's very much you could tie this the way that this score works to Stars in Mario. Like Stars in Mario is always used as like a very broad example there, but basically you're cashing in those in one and the same. So it'd be kind of cool if like that score was sort of an idea of like, oh, these sponsors are watching you and they're donating this much, so you can use that to cash in and do this and blah blah blah.
Or another example is Paper Mario: The 1000-Year Door. when like since all of the fights are taking place on a stage where people are watching you, and if you do, you can do the regular action commands, but you can also do the stylish commands, which will give you extra points because people are cheering you on for doing that, or you cheer on the audience, and then sometimes they'll throw stuff at you, or sometimes they'll for like items, or they'll throw like bad things at you, so you have to attack them very quickly.
True.
So it's like that kind of thing. Yeah, so it's like you're integrating the audience participation into your action.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of, just with the whole aspect of it being a death game. I mean, obviously you don't want to make it too complicated. You don't, especially when with that idea of a death game, the audience is usually a negative context. You're not sympathetic to the in-universe audience per se. So it could be something a little tricky with that. But yeah, totally cool. It would be super weird to see something like that Paper Mario where you have just the random audience participation, both good and bad, if something like Mad World, in the context of a death game, tried using something that tied in, because stuff from the audience happens all the time in Paper Mario. It's not like just a random thing. It's not like like a spook scare that you might get once in like it happens all the time. So that'd be kind of cool in something like Mad World with the whole death game scenarios. Like, oh, the viewing audience at home are sending Jack a fucking chainsaw. Well, I mean, he already has one. Send him a bigger one. Send Jack a bigger chainsaw.
I was thinking of something like maybe like if this was another character, it could be something like, oh, they could like do stuff in order to appeal to the audience in order to get more points, but like since, Jack's whole Jack's whole character is that he doesn't give a shit about like what the audience thinks or what they want. It's just he's just going around killing it, and if they like what he's doing, then he's fine with that, but he's not like going out of his way to appeal to the audience. But I think it would be cool if there was like another, like maybe Anarchy Reigns does this, because again, I haven't played it, but it's like if there's a game like this and you have like another character who's like more of a showboaty guy who like he does a kill and but he does a kill in a certain way to appease the audience, or maybe he can like stop at certain points and like kind of showboat to the cameras, and then they'll like give you like extra points, or they'll give you
tying to that different
health or something.
Tying to that different audience tastes per like level, like.
Right.
Like having to change up the strategy because the audience is just bored of seeing that all the time. Like if you like do a same type, because I mean that would contradict the structure of this game, where like if you found the best way to get the most amount of points, you would want to keep doing that type of kill over and over and over. But like say like the game could punish you after a while, where it's like, oh, we've seen that type of kill already, and you'd have to mix it up. You'd have to at least do something a little bit different to get an equivalent amount of score.
Yeah. Which I mean, to be fair, I think the game does do that. It's like you can't like you can't just simply slice up the enemies, and like you're not gonna get the best amount of points. And even if you do simple stuff of like, oh yeah, stabbing them in the face or covering up with a barrel or something like that, like you'll get a decent amount of points, but you won't get as much. The more you do it, you won't get like as much as you normally do. Like
how we decided to spend the whole gravitational boss fight section and just talk about like what about stuff that's not in this game.
Okay, they're your Jedi. They're your laser swords and, I mean, and your Force.
They even make a joke about it right before you start the boss fight, where they're like, it's like use the magnets, and then it's like something else I can't remember. It's like I can't remember exactly what the thing says before you engage the fight. Oh, but we have this cool clash where somehow is he able to stop the power of magnets.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
I was gonna say, I don't think Jack even knows how they work, nor gives two fucks about them.
Jack doesn't believe in physics, so physics don't apply to him.
And then they both hit each other.
Yep, and then you're dead.
Yeah, but I mean, the other thing about this fight is that they pretty much combine both their health bars. Oh, and we get this super cool finisher. It's like ram it back into their magnet pack.
Whee!
And then just slam.
Yeah. Just keep going forever.
Bonk.
See him too. It's like, wow, get to murder your protege. That's some dark shit too, wouldn't you say?
And then he just throws them into each other. And they explode.
Hooray!
That's what happens when you actually combine a south and a north magnet together. They just explode.
They implode on each other.
It's like the whole crossing the stream thing.
Yeah, see, like that that level took me 20 minutes. I was very close to the fail goal.
And
But again, it's like even that level, even again, it's like that just shows how like long the time limit is. Like you have no worry of the time limit.
yeah, and back to the SpongeBob music.
Dun, dun, dun.
You just gotta min-max your available
Oh.
time with the
But
best ways to get like said points.
though, I hate this boss coming up. This is like he's not as he's arguably up there with Frank as one of the worst bosses in this game.
I didn't have that big a problem with him. Yeah, Frank I think is the most annoying of all of them. I think this guy's all right. Like I don't remember. I don't think I had too big of a problem with him.
I had such a big problem with him. Like it wasn't so much that he took forever, and two, I kept dying to him.
You guys could have continued to have your death murder game, but you got greedy. Like, you should have tried to end it. Why did it even matter if he was profitable?
Capitalism.
I mean, HA13 brings a good point to these guys when you think about it.
Just like there's your fatal flaw. Is just they could have kept having the best murder games of all time. The Chris's records could have stood for decades, but nope. Y'all thought you could make a little bit more coin off of it and blew up your whole system.
Because they realized Jack has a second agenda.
A second and third, like this is
right,
Mad
yeah.
World, baby.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Mad World.
Jack has like five. Yeah, Jack has like 5 agendas.
Jack doesn't
Like-
work for Jack, like, crosses so many people in this game. It's
The
insane.
best way to take a character that you set up to be, you know, just that blank slate, that Gears of War, just grunty, no man, no personality man, and just way to make him basically Revolver Ocelot, but less Russian or more Russian. Not too sure.
Also,
Again,
I mean,
complicated.
He's basically Marv from Sin City. He's like he's the rugged tough guy who basically just does. He's very one track minded. He looks like a regular tough guy, but he is like seemingly invincible, indestructible, like unkillable.
You'll have to forgive me. Like I know that it's basically
Yeah,
the
I know
number
you-
one
yeah.
reference point for this game. It's like I'm missing all those references of that. It's so sad. But no, even better for this game. It's nice to know that it's drawing very heavily on in terms of like also the characters, not just the art style.
Yeah.
Also, there's a character in My Hero Academia.
There's always a
that-
My Hero Academia character, Steph.
It's nothing, there is always, but there's one who like he looks very much like Jack, and I think that's very fun. Like, is because he has that same. Well, I mean, that guy's bald, and this guy like he has the white hair, but it's like he's got the goggles, he's got the big buff like setup, and I'm like, I never really thought of it, but then when I like recently looking back, and I'm like, holy shit, he is just Jack.
But he's not a seal man, so he's gonna
Oh my
have
gosh!
to wait his
I
turn.
was, not gonna lie, I thought this music was actually part of. I thought this was the in-game song, and then I'm like, wait, this is Mermaid Man's theme. Why does it work for this guy so much?
You see, SpongeBob stalking you. I said this. It was like if you're bored of editing, you want just something to help like cause you like something to help ease your mind. Put SpongeBob stock music in front of your footage. Nearly all the time, it works.
I forget his name is just Martin.
Martin.
Aw, Martin the
Which-
robot.
This
oh
guy's-
god, with deadly lasers.
This guy's so weird as a boss. It's just like, yeah, we're gonna have an alien, but he's gonna pilot this giant robot, and you'll never see the alien.
No. Even though you've already murdered a bunch of other aliens, so it's
Yeah, and what makes this one so special?
this one is special. This one got in the fucking robot.
This is gonna be really weird, but for some reason, the boss reminds me of you know the gun robot boss from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Which
Because like that whole level, like the one in the arc levels, where you're in this kind of circle area, you stand on this circle part, and the robot like drops guns for you to use that can make you easily kill
Well,
him.
hell,
It's
like,
wasn't
that
that one
robot is
the
the way that
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 was
robot just
the-
punched just looked like Egg Golem. So like
Yeah.
there's very much some other Sega functions going on here in this boss
But-
fight, definitely.
okay? That was gonna be something. Was Mad World made with Sega in mind yet, or was it only Bayonetta with Sega?
Well, Platinum
It was
had
just
their deal
published by
with like
them, but But it still
Okay.
means there's still communication. It's not to say that like one person hasn't played another game, but I was just saying that it definitely did a punch that looked like how a golem does its punches, but I think
Yeah.
that's just how
No, I
a big
just-
robot would swing its arms. It's all gonna end up looking the same.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is.
see, like, yeah, this is why I didn't have any problem with the boss,
Damn.
because then he drops the gun and then you just shoot him and then
Yeah,
he loses.
but
like,
that's
so
the thing
much
though. It's
health.
like until you have that gun, you have to fight him up close. Which he has so many attacks that are so unavoidable. I hate it.
just keep slashing his legs and you'll win.
Hit the ankles. Aim for the ankles.
Just like Achilles.
I like how for the face they don't go with the alien's face. They go with the big robot's actual
Yeah.
like two eyes. That's cute.
I'm surprised they don't like. Again, they don't really make reference that it's the Martian that's controlling it. It's just, yeah, no, you're just fighting a giant robot. That's all. Who needs? Oh,
Never not an appropriate time to just bust out a giant robot fight.
I mean, we kind of had that with Von Torlin Killer.
Absolutely. And it was appropriate
is
to
it
have
time-
another one yet again. Oh, stinky poo
Is
gas.
it time to throw in the Megas XLR theme song?
Yes. No, because
Always
you're
a
not
bit-
even fighting. You don't have the mega. You don't have a mech either.
Oh, we're super and fighting a robot.
But we need to be in a robot ourselves.
Oh, that's true. That's
Oh,
true.
that
'Cause
would've
at
been
this
fun.
point, Jack does not like giant
No, no, I was
robots.
gonna say they should just make his motorcycle into the robot. Then I'm like, wait, that's No More Heroes 2.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't believe that Mad World is inspired by Persona 5.
God,
Turning Jack's motorcycle into a robot.
God.
Johanna!
There you go.
I was like, wait, are you actually being serious? And I'm like, oh right, yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
just remember, everything's when Jazz heard Persona 5, Jazz was like, whoa, I could do this.
Oh yeah, that's and just a random money shot lady.
Absolutely.
I forget how weird this death is, because he
thought
doesn't
you-
even attack the robot. He attacks the ground, causing the robot to freak out, and then suddenly giant lady comes down. So that's
Death
it.
by giant lady is the best kind of death, to be honest, though.
Oh, but then, oh, I can't wait for these next few parts because we got to talk about the final boss, and the final boss is honestly one of the best things about this game.
Time I hurt that street. This is work, it ain't no sleep. Push until your body weak. If you don't win, then you don't eat. Here, my crew don't know defeat. All we know is how to beat the brakes. Hard for anybody out there trying to stop the cheese. There's nobody stopping me. He's blames a copper plea, and I'ma put this mic through their face for trying to mock me, beat.